Yamada's dead body in the infirmary. Ishimaru's dead body in the physics prep room. I witnessed 2 nightmares, one right after the other. No, it wasn't a nightmare. This was reality. A nightmarish reality was staring me in the face. And yet, still, Why did this? Oh God, no. Fukawa? No, Fukawa too?
Relax. She just saw the blood and blacked out.
From seeing blood? Oh yeah, Fukawa's non-genocider personality can't handle blood.
We tried to wake her, but nothing worked. Just let her be.
As he said, I should probably just let her be. Ishimaru. God damn it! Why did this have to happen? Yet another hammer. Justice Hammer number 4. And it's even bigger than the others. Which means Ishimaru's death is also the madman's work?
Why is this Justice Hammer 4?
What do you mean?
First, Celes was attacked with hammer number 1. Next, Yamada was attacked with hammer number 2. The hammer here is hammer number 4. Why is it not Justice Hammer number 3?
Oh, yeah!
What is it?
Right, yeah. About hammer number 3.
Do you know something?
Truth is, Ishimaru isn't the only one who was killed. Yamada was killed too!
What? Yamada was also murdered! Is this true?
Yeah.
And so you came up here to get us. In which case, we better go check it out.
Of course! Let us be off!
Myself, Oogami, and Togami quickly left the physics room. But the next moment...
Oh dear!
Celes? Weren't you waiting in the...
There's... trouble.
I heard. Yamada was murdered?
That is no longer the only problem.
Huh? What do you mean?
It's gone.
What's gone?
Yamada's corpse! It's disappeared!
Huh?
What are you saying? The corpse disappeared? Impossible! You're serious?
Just what in the world is happening? Quickly, to the infirmary!
I ran down the stairs, practically tripping over myself. And still, breathless, I stepped into the infirmary. I couldn't believe my own eyes. Yamada's corpse, which had been there not minutes before, was... gone?
Me and Celes, we went to the bathroom real quick. We were only out for about a minute. And then when we got back...
This is likely the work of the culprit. He carried the body away. It's like he's playing games. He's enjoying watching us run around, confused and afraid. At this rate, we'll all be killed. We'll be killed! Like them!
Unbelievable! It's unbelievable that the corpse would just disappear. On top of 2 successive murders, one of the corpses has vanished. It's unnatural any way you look at it.
Hold on a second. What do you mean, 2 successive murders?
Ishimaru was also killed, in the physics prep room on the 3rd floor.
No! Ishimaru too? No, that's...
Calm yourself, Asahina.
At this rate, we really will be killed. He'll kill every one of us.
In which case, Fukawa's on the top of his list.
Huh?
I had forgotten! She is still unconscious in the physics prep room!
You left her at the scene of the murder?
What choice did we have? She was unconscious and wouldn't wake up.
Unconscious?
You were aware, Togami? But why?
You don't think I'd appreciate that nuisance being killed off?
Scoundrel!
Oy vey, you guys forgot about her. You have no right to blame me.
Now's not the time to be fighting! Let's hurry up and get back there!
No, I don't want anyone else to die.
Togami, should any harm befall Fukawa, I will make you assume responsibility.
We left the infirmary, and once again, climbed the stairs to the 3rd floor. We returned to the pet room as fast as our feet could carry us. And there, we found... Fukawa! Thank goodness, she's alright. But then it hit me. The peculiar state of the room. It's gone. Ishimaru's corpse, which should have been there, had disappeared.
Did it just... really?
Is this some sort of dream?
It's not a dream. Because I definitely saw Ishimaru's final transformation.
What is this? Ishimaru's body disappeared too?
Stop saying disappeared! This is without a doubt the culprit's doing. He's hidden the bodies.
But what reason is there to hide the bodies?
Don't ask me!
In any case, there's someone dressed as that madman, committing crime after crime.
We have to catch him fast, or we really all will be
A
killed.
needless concern.
What?
Use your head. Who is capable of committing both murders, as well as hiding corpses?
Well, besides you.
When Yamada let out his dying scream, everyone here was together on the 3rd floor.
After that, we split into 2 groups.
And it's the same now with Ishimaru's corpse. Everyone here was together in the infirmary. In other words, the only 2 who aren't here, Hagakure and Kirigiri, could pull everything off.
Wait a minute! Kirigiri has an alibi for when Celes and Yamada were first attacked. She was with us in the cafeteria. Her alibi's solid.
You're always taking her side, aren't you? Have we yet another lovebird among us?
That's not what I...
Not that it matters. I accept that Kirigiri has an alibi.
In which case, the only remaining possibility for the madman's identity is Hagakure.
Regardless, nobody else will be murdered. It's written plain as day in the school rules.
That's right. The rules say a single villain is allowed to kill a maximum of 2 people.
So long as that rule remains in effect, there will not be a 3rd murder. And if he breaks that rule...
Minced sausage hamburger chopped into little tiny pieces and ground up. Did you know? For fish, you don't call it mince, but surimi.
Well, there you go.
Since the culprit has already committed 2 murders, there's no chance of another.
Togami, you knew all along that Fukawa was in no danger of being killed.
Though I meant it when I said I'd be better off with her dead. In any event, now we can safely search for the 2 hidden corpses.
The 2 hidden corpses. 2 people were killed, and then their bodies were hidden. The only one without an alibi, and the only one who could have done it, is Hagakure. But is Hagakure really the culprit? And then there's Kirigiri. Where did she run off to, if she's not involved in the incident?
What is it, Naegi?
What? It's nothing.
Anyway, first we need to find the bodies. If we don't do that, we're at an impasse.
Let's split up and start searching.
But,
There's no need to be afraid, dear. Nobody else is going to be murdered.
I want to believe it.
If you are uncomfortable going alone, I will stay by your side, Ase.
Okay. Thanks.
You need not thank me.
Alright then, get searching. If you find the bodies, call for me immediately.
Togami left the prep room, and everyone else followed his lead, beginning their search for the 2 missing corpses. Huh? It looks like it's locked. I should look elsewhere.
Naegi!
What are you standing around looking stupid for? To the art room, now!
Huh? So you...
Yes, I found them. Yamada's and Ishimaru's corpses were hidden in the art room.
Asahina and Oogami already know. We're going on ahead.
So the corpses were in the art room? But it was just there. How could I not see it? Wait, was it that door? Yeah, that's probably it. The two corpses are here? Up ahead is the art room storage room. I turned the doorknob. Looks like it's open. In which case, there's only one thing to do here. I opened the door and stepped inside. And there, I saw... the two corpses that had disappeared. The suffocating scent of blood that permeated the room shouted from the rooftops. This is the undeniable truth. And for the second time that day, we heard an ominous announcement.
We got a corpse here! We'll be holding a class trial pretty soon, so make good use of the time you've got. And with that said, you guys get your very own copy of the Monokuma File 3! I was gonna pass it out when you found the body before, but I thought I saw another wave coming, and it looks like I was dead on!
Shut up and hand it over.
Okay, well, investigate long and hard so you're good and ready for the class trial! See you later, alligator!
We found the bodies. All that's left is to find the culprit.
You asshole. You wait just a second. How can you be so relaxed that they're dead? Both of them! They're both dead. They're not coming back. You're terrible. You're a terrible person. You fucking asshole!
Asahina broke down, tears streaming down her cheeks. She lifted Yamada's motionless head and cradled it in her arms.
Who would do this? Why? Why would they do this?
A large tear fell from Asahina's eye and landed on Yamada's cheek. If this were a fairy tale, this is the part where Yamada would open his eyes. However, this is no fairy tale. This is no fairy. He came back to life?
Where am I? It's cold. Am I in Antarctica?
Yamada, hang in there.
Yes. I remember. This is Kibogamine Academy.
No, don't give up on me. You can do it.
I remember. I met everyone. Before I met everyone.
Looks like his memory's fried. He's done for.
I see a light. Light. It's growing larger. It looks like a comet.
Hey, Yamada. Who did this to you? Who attacked you? Who's the culprit?
Oh, Brett. I know the culprit's name. I remember. Yes, hero.
He closed his eyes for a second time, and never opened them again.
Yamada?
Yamada's second wind sputtered and died out, putting an end to his final farewell. Asahina's tears continued falling in a steady stream onto his cheeks, his forehead, his lips, but there would be no second miracle, only an affirmation of her cold reality.
This isn't some old love story. All the tears in the world couldn't even revive a goldfish.
You truly are a heartless, insensitive, cold-blooded bastard. I pray at least your lungs still function.
Frankly, I'm pissed off. What the hell kind of right does he have to come back from the dead just to say something like that? Thanks to him, the whole damn game's been ruined.
He said Ak and Yasuhiro, yes?
Hagakure. Yasuhiro Hagakure. He couldn't have meant anything else.
Well, that pretty much settles it.
He attacked Celes and Yamada. Then he killed both Ishimaru and Yamada. On top of that, he hid their bodies, all while wearing some bizarre costume and hauling around these justice hammers. And it was all Hagakure.
Unforgivable. I'll never forgive him for what he's done. For killing 2 of my friends!
In any case, I suppose it's time to begin this life or death game of Guess Who. Though this round looks like it'll be a clean sweep, so much for a life and death game.
Yes, it does indeed.
It begins. It begins. Again, the gears are turning, and they can't be stopped. I know all too well what I have to do for my life, for everyone else's lives. I know what I have to do. First off, I should go over the Monokuma file and refresh my memory. Victims: Hifumi Yamada, Kiyotaka Ishimaru, both died as a result of blunt force trauma to the head. It appears they were killed with similar weapons. That's it?
It is rather peculiar. There's far too little information compared to previous events.
That's hardly an issue. After all, the incident played out before our very eyes. It's only natural we should have more information than the Monokuma file.
I suppose you have a point, but...
There is another matter as well. The person who has yet to show herself.
You mean Kirigiri?
While she does indeed have an alibi for the time Yamada and Celes were attacked, is it not possible she was operating as an accessory to the culprit?
An accessory?
An accessory?
What do you want?
No need to be so catty. I came all the way out here just to answer your questions.
Questions?
You were talking about there being an accomplice, weren't you? Pretty sure I already explained this to you. Ah, yes, it was during the first class trial.
While we're here, I'd like to ask the teddy bear. If there's an accomplice, are they also a villain?
Well, here's your answer. While it is possible to bring along an accomplice for a murder, only the perpetrator himself can graduate.
Which means, no matter how much they assist in a crime, the accomplice has nothing to gain.
It doesn't seem likely there's an accomplice.
Ergo, there's a 0% profit margin for any and all accomplice behavior.
So are you saying there is no chance an accomplice was involved in this incident?
Not much I can't tell you. If I did, I'd be hindering you guys' imaginations. I just don't want you to forget that no matter how much anyone assists in a murder, there can only be one villain. An accomplice has nothing to gain.
In other words, we have to identify the single villain who committed the murders, as usual.
While we're on this subject, I'll take this opportunity to make everything perfectly clear. For this class trial, you guys only need to identify the one true villain.
The one true villain?
Well, I think I've explained enough for ya. From here on, it's just you guys and the villain butting heads. May the best bear win!
There's only one villain. An accomplice has nothing to gain, which means Kirigiri being involved is really out of the question.
Most likely.
I'm glad for that, but still, where did she run off to?
If she has no involvement in the murders, then it matters not. We must focus on our investigation.
Investigation? Ah, yes. While we already know Hagakure killed them, I suppose a quick investigation wouldn't do us any harm.
Shouldn't we consider that a homicidal maniac might be a suspect too? Just throwing that out there. Genocider Shou?
What? What have I ever done to you?
When did you...
You weren't there when I woke up, so I've been looking all over for you, White Knight. Anyway, you over there, little Miss Godzilla Knockers.
Godzilla knockers? Whoa there.
Why am I a suspect?
You're a homicidal maniac! Need I say more? Genocider's your first name!
Is that all it takes to become a regular on the suspect list? But I've got an alibi!
She's right. She does have an alibi. She was with the rest of us when Yamada screamed. Plus, when the 2 corpses were stolen, she was unconscious in the physics lab. Well, I'll give you Ishimaru's corpse. She couldn't have transported Yamada's corpse from the infirmary.
I don't look it. I actually put a lot of thought into my craft. You guys know how I roll. I've been laid bare for all to see, so killing's out of the question for me.
That's not something to be proud of.
Oh, like you guys have never killed someone.
And that's that. We can finally get started.
Something about this case feels kind of odd. Everyone has an alibi, which means the number of possible suspects is limited. On the other hand, and maybe it's just me overthinking things, but something tells me it's not quite that simple. It's Ishimaru. He's completely still. According to the Monokuma file, Ishimaru's death was the result of blunt force trauma to the head. He was first found in the physics prep room. Justice Hammer number 4 was the murder weapon. Also, a vinyl sheet has been spread out underneath Ishimaru's corpse. Perhaps the culprit used this when he transported Ishimaru's body, so he wouldn't leave any blood behind. Yamada's huge, cool body is sprawled out on the floor. Man, he really is big. So big, in fact, that I wonder how the culprit even managed to move him. I mean, his body was found in the infirmary on the first floor, and this is the 3rd floor. So just how the heck could he have moved Yamada from the 1st floor to the 3rd floor? And without us noticing, for that matter. Nope, nothing's coming to me. Anyway, I'll hold off on thinking about that until later, and focus on examining his body for now. The cause of death was indeed blunt force trauma to the head, and that Justice Hammer number 3 I saw in the infirmary was most likely used to do it. Wait, hold on a sec. Something's wrong with this body. But just what is it? Something's different. Something about when I saw his body in the infirmary and the body I'm looking at now. Oh yeah, his glasses. When I saw Yamada's corpse in the infirmary, his glasses were definitely covered in blood. But now, they're clean. Which means someone wiped Yamada's glasses? But who? And why?
Huh? Hey, Naegi. Actually, something's been bugging me. About the storage room.
What about it?
You know how after Yamada and Ishimaru's bodies disappeared, we all split up to go look? I was scared, so I went along with Sakura. After everyone split up, we went straight to this art room to look around. But at that time, the storage room door was locked and we couldn't get in.
The door was locked?
We came straight here when the search started, so there's no way anyone got here before us. But then, who locked the door, you know? Plus, it's open now, so...
You're right. That is perplexing. The door was locked just after we started searching for the bodies, and it's unlocked now. There's gotta be something to that. Maybe I can figure something out once I get out of this room.
A number of things occurred during this incident. No, perhaps better to say, a great deal of things. There is value in revisiting past events. You might recall something you have overlooked. Shall I help you go over it once more?
That's not a bad idea. Alright, let's go back over what happened.
This morning, only Asahina, Kirigiri, you and I assembled in the cafeteria. For as long as we waited, no one else came. Thus we decided to search for the other students. We began searching at around 8 a.m.
Immediately after we split up, Kirigiri went missing.
Finding Celes in the 3rd floor recreation room, Asahina quickly reconvened with you and I.
Celes said she was attacked by a madman and lost consciousness for around an hour. Which means she was attacked about an hour before we found her, putting that a little after 7 a.m.
At that time, we learned from Celes' photo the madman was dressed in an unusual costume, Justice Robo. Additionally, we discovered Yamada had been dragged off by that very same Justice Robo. We began our search for the madman and, soon after, met up with Fukawa and Togami. Moments later, we found Yamada injured in the 2nd floor library. After escorting Yamada to the infirmary on the 1st floor, we resumed our search. Then, just after we left the infirmary...
What is it?
I saw a shadow. There was a shadow moving at the top of the stairs.
Based on Celes' sighting, we all went to the 2nd floor and split up to look for the madman. And not long after that...
Celes screamed. This time she had spotted the madman on the 3rd floor. Hearing her scream, we all headed for the 3rd floor.
What happened, Celes? Who do we have to beat up?
That was a rather exaggerated cry coming from you.
I saw him. The costume madman. When I shouted, he ran off. Myself facing opposite the stairs, he turned a corner at the end of the hall to the left.
And yet again, just moments after that.
Huh?
What? It came from downstairs, which means that scream.
Was Yamada in the infirmary? Crap, let's hurry back! So we split up into 2 groups. Celes, Asahina, and I returned to the infirmary, and you, Togami, and Fukawa went after the madman on the 3rd floor. There, in the infirmary, we discovered Yamada's dead body. At that time, I heard the court's discovery announcement. I left Celes and Asahina behind and returned to the 3rd floor to report the bad news.
However, at the same time, we had just found Ishimaru's corpse in the physics prep room. Yamada's and Ishimaru's corpses were likely discovered nearly the same time. I too heard the corpse discovery announcement immediately after we found Ishimaru's body.
Then I informed you and Togami about Yamada's murder. So you, me, and Togami headed for the infirmary together, leaving Fukawa, who had passed out, behind. But just after we left the physics lab, we heard surprising news from Celes, who had come upstairs after me.
Yamada's corpse! It's disappeared!
We hurried back to the infirmary, and Yamada's body was gone.
After that, remembering we had all forgotten about Fukawa, we all returned to the prep room.
Did it just... really?
Is this some sort of dream?
This time, it was Ishimaru's corpse that had disappeared. Rattled and confused, we quickly set out to search for the missing bodies. And then, after some time searching,
Hearing Celes had found the corpses, we all headed for this storage room.
And there, we rediscovered the 2 missing bodies. And that covers everything, I think.
Looking back at it like that, it strikes me just how much happened in so short a time. Should you ever wish to go over things again, let me know. You have my cooperation.
It's time for a life-or-death game of Hungry Hippos.
Anyway, you over there, Little Miss Godzilla Nopolis.